Welcome back into the studio. Today I'm going to be showing you how I use the Grafix newsprint paper as well as the matte adhesive backed film to make a luscious layered up mixed media piece. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we. So what I have on my table here and working on is the Grafix matte adhesive backed film for inkjet printers. It's computer printable, it's transparent, they are plastic sheets, and they are matte when all is said and done, and they have adhesive on the back, which makes them so much fun to work with. So what I've started off doing is applying some Marabou art sprays. Now, I apply these in several different ways, between spraying, sprinkling, and using a brush. And these, once they're dry, are not water soluble. So they are wonderful for use with these adhesive back pieces of matte film. And I've just set that aside to dry, and I've pulled out this Grafix newsprint, which is on the roll. And I am getting prepared. I'm going to rip some off. I'm going to cut it down, just rip it down and start to crunch it up into balls, getting some real texture into it, because I'm going to come in and accentuate that texture by braying gesso onto the newsprint. Utilizing this method, you can get varying degrees of texture by how much pressure with your brayer you apply. The more pressure on your brayer, the less texture you're going to have. The less pressure, the more texture you're going to visually see on that newsprint. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. So I've pulled out a Grafix chipboard multi-pack. So it comes with the white, the black, and the craft chipboard. I'm going to select the white and get it cut down to fit onto my wood panel cradle board. Throw our problems in the flame. And then once that chipboard is cut down to the size I need, I am going to go ahead and go over it with a light layer of gesso that I'm just braying to the surface. And then once that's dry, I'm going to come in with some Lindy spray, which is a metallic spray, and it is going to absorb faster into the areas where there is no gesso, and where the gesso is, it's just going to slightly repel, giving us some more visual texture. I get a little bit breathless, my thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's raining. So now I'm bringing back the original newsprint that I had brayered earlier. I'm gonna crinkle that up, rip it down randomly, and start getting it collaged down onto the surface of this chipboard using some matte gel medium. You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in. Here is that matte adhesive backed film. Once it's been run through my inkjet printer, and I've just applied some dummy text to it and printed it directly onto the adhesive with that Marabou dry. Nothing's gonna move. And then I'm just going through and cutting down the adhesive into sections that I'm gonna end up adhering to the surface of the chipboard. This adhesive is very strong, and I'm not at all worried about it adhering to the surface. Thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. So once I get those kind of in place where I kind of want them and cut down like I envision, I'm gonna go ahead, and it's just really simple. The adhesive back to the film, you just pull that and stick it down, give it a good push, and there you go.
And throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flame. I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please?
All right, now that that is all nicely stuck down, I'm just gonna trim that film off the edges, and then I am gonna come in and start adding more color. And what you're gonna see here is, again, the beauty of these products and how they absorb the color, and where the gesso is, it repels it, and the different types of material. So the newsprint reacts differently than the chipboard, etc. So you're gonna see some wonderful goodness happening here. And the reason I'm using a mixture of water and no additional water to this spray, the art spray, is because I want different intensities. Less water, I get more pigment. More water, it's more muted. So I am drawing between each color because I don't want to have any color mixing. I want them very distinct.
And throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up, please. We're gonna get over this. I see the smoke in the mirrors. I'm holding the key.
And you may notice that I'm rotating the chipboard every once in a while, and that is because I do not want to only have one perspective from this.
Spin a tray. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big.
So now I've got that color added, I'm going to come back in with some more of the gessoed newsprint. But this time I'm going to really scrunch it up a little bit more, kind of pinch it, and then use my matte medium to glue it down. But I'm going to have a lot more actual texture with this layer of newsprint.
I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I get a little bit breathless.
When doing this kind of method, it's really important not to have anything go unglued. So even though I'm really scrunching it up and there's some pieces that are going to kind of fold over and create some low points in the actual texture on the surface of this piece, I am going to make sure that they are well adhesed to the surface. We don't want anything popping off or getting caught and pulling off.
You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn burning. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up please. We're gonna get over this. I see the smoke in the mirrors. I'm holding the key, one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate.
Now set that aside to dry, and I am coming in with these Joggles Poppy foam stamps, and I'm going to do some stamping with some Archival Distress ink, some combinations of these flowers to eventually become part of my focal point, and I'm stamping them on some of that leftover newsprint that I had previously gessoed.
And throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flame. I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too...
Now that I've gotten a sundry of these stamped, I'm going to go ahead and just start tearing them out. I'm not going to fussy cut these because I want the torn edges. One of the wonderful things about working with newsprint is it's not transparent or translucent, but it melds right into the surface and kind of becomes one with whatever else it's going against, texturally wise. So you can really kind of bring those edges in to kind of become part of one of the whole. And not so much like, let's say like a napkin or even a deli paper. It's different, but it is very similar in the way that it can just become part of that background. Of course, I'm going to come in and do some, once I get these laid down, I'm going to do some more to help along with that. But that is why I'm choosing to rip these down instead of fussy cutting them with scissors.
Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up please. We're gonna get over.
So I'm going to set those florals aside and kind of come back now that the base of this, the background is dry. I'm going to come back in with the Stabilo All and just kind of try and catch the parts of the texture that are the highest with the pencil, and then I'm going to give it a little spritz with my mister and allow that to activate the Stabilo All pencil, and then as a liquid that will fall into the recesses of all that texture, really accentuating it.
Get on me, turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our...
Now you're going to see me coming in with a paper towel or a rag of some sort, and I'm just going to pull up some of the areas that have a lot of liquid from my spritzing, areas that I want to kind of pull back a little bit. And then you're going to see me coming back in with more of the Marabou art spray. This is in the gray, and because I want certain areas to kind of pop. I want some, I want to add more contrast to the surface. And now I'm gonna audition those focal points, the florals, and kind of get an idea of what else I need to do to my background. And by doing that, I know that I need to push that background a little bit back a little bit more before I go and apply these florals. So I'm gonna do that initially. I'm gonna start with some white gesso and come in and add, in my normal method is to grab the texture, so lightly go over it with in a dry brushing manner, but with my finger. But instead of doing that this time, I'm actually going to go in heavier handed and start to just get some gesso, some white space added to push some areas back.
Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame.
All right, now that I've added some white space, I'm gonna go ahead and get my florals put together, so stems and buds put together, and get them down onto the surface in position.
I'm holding the key, one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny.
If you'd like to see the short version of this video that I did for Grafix, I will link it up in the upper right hand corner for you. I'm going to trim up the bottoms of those florals that overhung, and then I'm going to come in with this U2 Precision pen. It's got a really fine tip, and I'm going to just give kind of some scribbly outlines on this, a little bit of detail on the one full color poppy, and yeah, just some detail, a little bit of detail to the florals.
And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flames. I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please?
All right, it's Stabilo All time. I'm gonna lay down some Stabilo All just on the right side of these florals to give a shadow. So once the Stabilo All is down, I'm gonna activate it with a water brush, and you're gonna see I'm gonna come in, do it on all the flowers, and then I'm gonna come back and do a little bit more, and I'm just gonna build up those layers until I like that shadow. And then I'm gonna come in with some gesso that I'm gonna water down with, of course, water, and get that mixed up. And then I'm gonna come in and do some highlighting on the left side of the florals. And then I'm gonna kind of also go in some other areas that I wanna do some push, pull, and get some of that contrast going.
On the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up, please. We're gonna get over this. I see the one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flames. I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. A break to my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth.